In today's video, I'm going to be talking about products that YouTubers or mainstream media no longer talks about. We're going to be diving into makeup today. If you see me look down, I'm looking down at my notes. The last time I heard someone talk about MAC eyeshadows was probably back in 2010 when everybody liked rice paper and nylon and other ones like that. And now you don't really hear people talk about that. They like palettes. Now palettes are in, so no more MAC shadows are really talked about. Pretty sure people still use them. They're just not widely talked about. Number two would be Studio Fluid. I no longer hear people talk about Studio Fluid or MAC foundations. I don't know if they're just played out and people have talked about them. I don't know if MAC's foundations were just talked about over and over again, so people no longer talk about them, or new foundations have just come out, so that's what people talk about now. Number three, Ruby Woo. Everyone and their mother talks about MAC's Ruby. There's other lipstick colors that people have come out, that especially reds. Like there's 1,000,000,005 reds now. No one talks about Ruby Woo too much anymore. Pretty sure people still use it. It's just people still don't talk about it or show it in their videos any longer. What number am I on? Number 4, Black Track Fluid Line. Everyone, the first gel liner was Black Track Fluid Line that everyone talked about, everyone loved. They all said that it dried out, but that was still the main one. Now everyone is on to like Inglot and Tarte and other ones that are out there mainstream. Now, off of MAC's 4 products that I had, then I also have Dip Brow. I see some big YouTubers still use Dip Brow, but most people have gone back to using just regular pencils on their brows. They don't talk about Dip Brow. They have found cheaper alternatives than Dip Brow, or they just don't show it on their videos when they're doing their brows. Next is this big one that I've seen like all YouTubers, not YouTubers like myself, but other YouTubers use, was the Chanel Soleil bronzer. I mean, every video was like, this product is amazing, this product lasts forever, people just had it. I personally can never use it, but everyone talked about the Chanel Soleil de Chanel whatever bronzer, but now I don't really hear much about it at all. Just want to know what happened with that. Having a Quan Sensual Skin Enhancer. I think every girl who was my shade or darker talked about the Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer that was like very goldeny, and everyone loved it because it was so highly pigmented. You didn't need a lot. A little goes a long way, so it lasts you forever, even though it was crazy expensive. It is crazy expensive still. I see some people use it, just not mainstream YouTubers use it that often or at all. Or what about the Tarteist palette? This palette was hyped. This palette was like, this is the best palette ever. It smells amazing. The colors are amazing. The blendability is amazing. The pigment is amazing. Now, I waited about a year or so before going to go get this palette, and I don't like it. I do not like this palette. It just sits in my makeup kit I might use it maybe as a transition color. I don't think the pigment is there. The shimmers are good. The shimmers are okay. The rest of the palette, no. The rest of the palette is mattes. There's about 5 shimmers in there, I believe. But other than that, I don't like the palette. The palette was too overhyped. Even a girl that I knew at Ulta was like, yes, you gotta get this palette. This palette is amazing. And I get it, and I get it home, like, it smells amazing. I swatched it. It swatched amazingly. Put it on the skin. No. It was a no-go. I'm just like, what is this? So that's a big no for me on the Tarte's palette. I know it's old news, but it was hyped up. Now no one talks about it, and I see why. The next palette, I had to go out to get this palette. This palette was like bars ahead, and I'm just like, I need this palette in my life. And that palette was the Matte Metal palette by... Now I have to say that I just, particularly me myself, I don't like her eyeshadow palettes. They are chalky. You blend them, they blend away. The pigment's just not there for me. But I seen the Matte Metal palette, and I'm just like, this is amazing. I have everything in one. I don't have to use another palette. There's blacks, there's bone colors, there's bright colors, there's shimmers. I was just like, this palette has to be amazing. I still have the palette. It sits in my makeup stash. I think I have touched this palette maybe twice, and I'm like, this palette was overhyped. No one talks about it. I know it was limited edition, so not too many people like to talk about it, but it just, no. It did not live up to the hype for me. Yes, the colors are beautiful. Yes, it swatched beautifully, but now a couple years later, no one talks about it. Again, I'm sure it's because it was limited edition, but again, it's hyped up for no reason. The next product is the Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist. I think that's what it's called. Everyone who didn't have oily skin is like, this product is amazing. I personally have never tried it. I am a little bit of combination oily. My nose and forehead gets oily. The rest of my face is normal to dry. But everyone talked about it. It was so hyped up. I still see a couple of YouTubers use it, but as a whole, people still go back to their Fix Plus or their Smashbox Primer Water or the Urban Decay setting spray, or even now the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. But no one really talks about the Tatcha Dewy Luminous Skin Mist, whatever the long name of that is called. No one talks about that anymore. Next up is 2 products that I feel like no one uses by the same brand, which is NARS Orgasm and NARS Laguna Bronzer. If anyone remembers old school YouTube days, it was like Art Orgasm and Laguna. Oh, and a third product was Turkish Delight. NARS Laguna, NARS Orgasm, and NARS Turkish Delight was like the ultimate, like, you have reached status, because I guess some famous person like Turkish Delight. I believe it was Kim Kardashian, but don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. But everyone was like, Laguna Bronzer is amazing. It's a matte bronzer. It's mostly matte. You don't get too much shimmer, so it's not like crazy shimmery. And just everyone loved it. I couldn't use it, so I never looked into it. And then Orgasm just never showed up on me. It looks more like a highlight, but everyone was like, this is amazing. It's like the perfect like shimmer and pink and all of this other stuff. And now you don't hear anyone talk about it. NARS still makes it. It's still NARS #1 selling for everyone who just, normal people like me who just go and buy their foundations. I'm not a YouTuber, so, I buy my own stuff. But for like YouTubers or beauty influencers, you don't hear too much more about NARS Orgasm, Laguna Bronzer, or Turkish Delight, which was like the ultimate like lip gloss, bronzer, and blush. Once you had those 3, you were set. You were good. Gucci. And that would be all for the video today. Comment, like, and subscribe down below if you do like this video. Give me a thumbs up, and hope to see you again soon. Thank you. Bye.